Good, let's attempt here the War in the East 2 scenario. It's already quite late for me. Not sure how I will work it out, but yeah, I was having this on my list. A smaller scenario of Army Group A that was basically the action or the responsibility of the south of Case Blue of Stalingrad. Race to the Caucasus. Yeah, that is for me a huge number of counters, yeah. That is often, yeah. Same. I play a couple of turns in the majors Barbarossa scenario, but I'm burning out on that. There's so much for me. Even the Leningrad scenario was only Army Group North. Let's see if Army Group A, which is a smaller army group, smaller action, how that rolls. So yeah, we want to capture the Caucasus region in order to secure the oil-rich region. One of the, if not the main goal of this entire war. In order to solve Germany's massive oil shortage. Good. Air doctrine. Yeah, we will keep those duels on flexible and let the Air Force work it out. This here, the major Luftflotte. Luftflotte 4 is responsible for the entire front line. Let's put those guys. Are they on advance? Yeah, which is good. But I might put them on a flexible. I should figure it out. Also leave it on advance. Yeah, but they should figure it out. Execute. Okay, check the front line. Okay, here is not much going on at Kirch. Quite low combat values. Cooperation 0. Okay. 9, that is strong. Might be worth a punch through in order to open that road, but we need to clear that river crossing. Okay, wait. New in Spain, even worse. What is new in Spain? Is that a new title for Matrix? They're doing some war in Spain or whatever. Oh wait, we have some. Operation Edelweiss begins. Yeah, new game in Spain. You mean that new Matrix game? Focusing on the Spain Civil War on a Pacific engine. Yeah, I don't know exactly what you mean. Or what title you mean. Ah yeah, that one. Ah, did you check it out? I don't know, I have zero information about that one. It's also super huge or what? Ah, you're on close, better, nice. And they're going with a ton of counters. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is typical wargaming, make more counters. Yeah, I know, yeah. Okay. Guess there's a clientele for it. Okay. Good. Yeah, those armored units are rather weak to combat value. But here we have really some strong units. Okay, what is the goes? Okay, yeah. Punch through. Maybe clearing the road is always good. And then see how it works out. I mean, that infantry, what is that here? 125 infantry division, that's quite strong. Could start clearing out some of those jimmies. Pacific War in the Pacific Admiral's Edition? They're using that for Spain? Really? I mean, there is basically here Gary Grigsby's War in the Pacific. Is it Vigo at least? Is it Vigo or turn-based? Might be a bit too much. But they're seeing a road. Yeah, they held. Now we need to bring reinforcements in. And do... Shit, impossible. Okay. Ah, 1 day turn, but it's turn-based, not Vigo. Because War in the Pacific, the original Admiral's Edition is Vigo. Quite sophisticated. I don't know. Vigo would be cool, yeah? They might hold that attack. Nah, they retreat, okay, good. Road cleared. But yeah, we spent... Oh no, the infantry can't push that. Question, is a breakthrough viable? Can really send units in that gap. Except for motorized and mechanized. Nothing else can't fit in there. 4 versus 4. If you do it deliberate, it's 4. No, it's not enough. Here, 6. Yeah, attack together. Clear that. Deliberate. Nice. Roll over those shimmies. Nah, wait, there's a water line. There's 2 Tonys sitting here. But that will be not really much. What is it here? 2 rifle divisions. 1 rifle division on 0. Why? Ah, they retreated probably. Yeah, roll them. Ah, shit. Okay, at least, but you're sitting in the gap. That's good. So they said that this mountain. Yeah, roll those steals. 5, very good. I can check it. War in Spain on Matrix, same 90s war game. What? You mean this game here, right? This upcoming Spain game. I mean, Vigo is basically both sides do their planning and then it is executed at the same time. Yeah, there's Vigo, yeah, which is basically the superior system, but not really many war games use that because it's hard to program. But yeah, you're in a close battle. Ah, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's upcoming. Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're using a war in the Pacific. Crazy. For the war in Spain. Nuts. Yeah, must be Vigo then. I know. I have somewhat suspicion. War in the East is still using the War in the Pacific engine, but turn-based. But that, nah, man. I can tell by the screenshots that is War in the Pacific. Crazy. Yeah. That is War in the Pacific. They're using it for this. Yeah, nice. Crazy. Which is probably one of the best war game engines for Operation Warfare because it is using exactly this Vigo system. Everything is resolving at the same time, which is way more realistic than the turn-based system. Yeah, but I can tell by the screens that is War in the Pacific. Yeah. Who is it, Jimmy, who is making it? Joint Warfare Simulations, okay. Yeah, that is a War in the Pacific interface, yeah. Crazy, yeah. Cool, yeah. Now, I'm not really that interested in the war in Spain, but I mean, if those people are from Spain, they might be, of course, more interested in that. I don't know if they are from Spain. But I think the engine is what Gary Grigsby designed there in the early days. I think, when was the original War in the Pacific design? Early 2000s? That dude already had figured it out, yeah. That's what I mean. Some of the wargame developers created stuff that was top programming. I mean, really top programming in video game history. Even those your 400 million AAA dudes can't do that. Because they don't have the skills for that. That is really, those Jimmys were coding wizards. And yeah, he overdid himself. I remember there's some interview about Gary Grigsby where he asked him, hey, how did you like to make War in the Pacific? And his response was something like, I will never do it again. Probably has a burnt out on that or whatever. Because War in the Pacific, yeah, he depicted the Pacific warfare. If you have any clue of history and war game technology, depicting the war in the Pacific is 50-fold more complicated than depicting, for example, a European land war on the Eastern Front or something. A war in the Pacific with all the logistics, naval activity, moving units around and everything. I mean, it never worked out perfectly. AI is very troublesome in War in the Pacific, and it is basically a strategic. I think it is still probably the biggest achievement in wargaming. Yeah, perhaps despite Common Mission. Common Mission, I would say, is AI-wise and tactical authenticity-wise a record achievement. War in the Pacific by Gary Grigsby is detail-wise. That you try to depict the entire war in the Pacific, and if you have a historic clue, it is a mammoth project. He pulled it down to production level of factories. Yeah? Are you producing the zeros or are you switching to the 0M1? Yeah? There's some bullshit like that. Yeah? Of course, that detail, how good is it working out? Yeah, that's another question. Yeah? I haven't played Admiral, so it's impossible to get into Spain. Yeah, I mean, the war in Spain is obviously a smaller scale. Perhaps it is possible with that engine. There's I saw another game which is very interesting, but most people don't know about it. Really cool war game. Shit, man. Perhaps I want to install it. Which is Warplan Orange. It's also running on the War in the Pacific engine. There is a secret tip for any wargamer interested in that. If Jimmy knows Warplane Orange, you know that dude has a clue. It's running also on the War in the Pacific engine. It's depicting a fictional conflict between Japan and the US in the interwar period, which they were assuming is highly likely. That's why they created Warplane Orange. Warplane Orange was a US term for a possible conflict with Japan before World War II. And you will have really crazy toys. You will have... The battleship will be still the crazy king. Aircraft carriers are not really a big thing. Shit, I need to download it, wait. Man. Shit, perhaps I want to play that. Yeah, baby. Oh man, but all those mods are lost. Nah man, wait, but let me download it. Nah man, Warplane Orange is simply such a beauty game, and it is really a shame sometimes, man. I'm so ashamed of wargamers. Yeah, sorry man, if you then you're perhaps a pussy. That they always, oh yeah man, I really like historical, but then really games that create crazy stuff never being valued. Warplane Orange. I saw some list of, I don't know, 50 games, best war games or whatever, and there was some stuff like Rome Total War, man. Give me a break, yeah, okay. But Warplane Orange, never heard of it. Nah man, Warplane Orange, the idea is so great. There's another idea, like depict a civil war between the SS and the German Wehrmacht. What would have happened if Stauffenberg would have indeed killed Adolf Hitler, yeah? And there would be a civil war between the SS and Wehrmacht because he couldn't perhaps seize the power fast enough. That would be also a nice idea. Why is everybody, I want to do a war game, wait. Well, let's do another Vietnam War game, Napoleonic War game, and gee, those dudes really, man, that Warplane Orange, because they created so much war toys, ships in the interwar period, which never became useful. I said, man, I need to download it. And Warplane Orange. Yeah, baby, download it, Jimmy. I want to play that shit. Nah, beautiful. Really good idea. Because the US and Japan, after the, of course, massive victory against the Russians, Japan became also a superpower in the Pacific. And the US was already the friction between the US and the Japan was not in World War II only. It was already before World War II. And there was this Warplane Orange created, this war game plan of a possible war with Japan, already decades before World War II happened. And this game is focusing on that. It's one of those few games that is focusing on an interwar fictional massive warfare between US and perhaps also other allied forces and Japan. And you will have this strange phase, interwar phase, where aircraft carriers are important, but not that important, because aircraft don't have that massive capability like in World War II, where they basically dictate the battlefield. The Pacific battlefield was dictated by aircraft carriers, and it was becoming quickly obvious that the battleship is out of service. And this all in this beautiful engine, which was created by Gary Grigsby. A Vigo engine, perfect. It's good that they rolled that. I think it's one of the most sophisticated wargame engines, most true. That is shit you see in real OTS. Probably not in that quality, but something like that. I tell you, nobody is using it at OT as some fucking turn-based war in the East here, 1 week, yeah, see what the enemy is waiting for you. I'm now rolling through here while the enemy is doing nothing. That's complete bullshit. While we're doing that shit, the enemy would react to that, yeah? What we do here is basically, I don't know, is that 1 week turn? I don't know. But I'm now, oh wait, I can push through here, I might attack that cavalry unit, yeah? And then I might push through here and here, while everybody's watching. Hey man, cool. Break through, yeah? But in reality, everything is fluid. I mean, the game is, of course, but yeah, I think the War in the Pacific engine is a super good pick. I'm not really a fan of War in Spain, but that they're picking the War in the Pacific engine, that is really good. Good job, yeah. yeah, if they, of course, roll all the logistics and everything. But normally you can automate it. If I remember, War in the Pacific, you can automate it. Sure, if you play head-to-head, then some dude might pull it off better, but, I mean, if you play it single player, who cares? I mean, War in the Pacific, you can automate a lot of shit. Like production, R&D. Yeah, I mean, War in the Pacific is probably one of the most complex war games ever created. I mean, the Pacific warfare is massive complex. Yeah? It's not some here Eastern Front division attacks. You need to plan where do you move Marines, logistics and everything. But you can also automate a lot. If you have a clue of the warfare in Pacific and historical dates, Spain, I don't know. Spain, I mean, was mostly a land war. So it will be interesting to see that. Because so far the engine was used mostly for naval-focused warfare. I mean, land warfare was a thing in War in the Pacific. And was also not bad. I can't even imagine multiplayer. Jimmy, I told you, there's people that play War in the Pacific. One single playthrough, yeah? Over 10 years. And watch YouTube, War in the Pacific, PvP. You will see there's a lot of playthroughs because a lot of people are interested in that game because it's very unique. I think War in the Pacific is really crazy. War in the East, okay. War in the East has this Excel sheet appeal, while War in the Pacific has this. You see, here you see aircraft, yeah. And then you can check the pilots, and you can check a single pilot out, man. How is the single pilot doing? Everything with pictures and everything. Also, the combat resolution in the War Pacific engine is really cool. Yeah, exactly. That's 300 exactly. And they are in 1942, yeah. they barely managed 1 year before quitting. And there is some stories about War in the Pacific where people play it since 10 years. One playthrough. I don't think it will be that crazy in War in Spain because it is a way smaller conflict. Using that engine, the same for this game I downloaded, Warplan Orange, which is also on smaller scale, which makes it very cool. Because in the interwar period, yeah, you didn't have here some massive force like in World War One. World War Two. And same for War in Spain, yeah, it will be not on a massive scale like World War Two Pacific. But yeah, the engine is crazy, but let me quickly install it. Shit, but I think I need to do some. Man, there was also some good mods, but all those sites disappeared because it's so bad. There's really some cool mods, man, for Warplan Orange. It's one of the hidden gems of wargaming. It's really a shame that this game is not so well known. And I see some dudes, man, pulling off 50 best war games, man, and then giving you Rome Total War. Yeah, it's a real war game, man. Come on, give me a break, man. It's a great game, but it's not a war game. Come on, man, fucking. But Warplan Orange, I never heard of that. Yeah, actually, because you have no clue, man. You just support a current thing, man. For clicks. Nah, damn it, man. Warplan Orange. If you have some Jimmy that says to you, hey, man, I know, hey, do you know Wargame Orange? No, I never heard of it. Then you know it's a really cool chat. What serial number? What a fucking serial number, man. Give me a second. Matrix games. Matrix games. Nah, man, Warplan Orange. War in the Pacific, sure, also great, but massive. Two little small scenarios. Oh, what limited operation scenarios, but they are good. Shit, man. We are now back. You might need to play War. Download both. You gotta be back on it. War in the Pacific. I'm awake now. I was sleepy after playing that shitty common mission scenario. Man, it was so bad. Jimmy, man, I want to play Burma. Oh man. I think as the game simply struggles, yeah. War in the Pacific struggles simply on a bigger scale because the AI. There's 50,000 AI plans on the forums. I mean, some dudes did a really good AI plans. But the War in the Pacific is so complicated. There's a reason why people avoid it. Because a war in the East is shuffling counters around. War in the Pacific, man, is logistics and everything. It's massive undertaking. Complete different approach to wargaming. People left don't even have a clue how to do it. And then here Gary Grigsby, man, he wanted to do it all in. Because he overdid it. But he created an engine. Probably one of the best wargame engines. Yeah, same for the common mission dudes. 20 years ago. While modern Tonys, man, can't even code shit. I mean, those guys were real wizards. They were Picassos of coding. Some of those wargame dudes, Grigsby, Tiller, Moyan, they were really the creme de la creme. They were the Champions League of programming. What you nowadays consider a niche genre. They were 800 IQ programmers, coders. And nowadays you have the average Unreal 5 educated Timmy man that can't pull off, I don't know what, a sound lever. Yeah? Eagle Day to Bombing the Reich. Yeah, I played that. Yeah, it's very detailed. I mean, Grigsby was always into this massive detail. You can automate a lot. I mean, we played it on our old channel. I own it here on my Matrix account. But it's quite a dry game. I mean, you need to be really interested in that topic. Otherwise, might depend if you really have fun with it. Planning those massive bombing raids by the US or in the night by the British. It's quite a dry game. Yeah, but if a person is very interested in that, then the update 2024 War in the Pacific. Oh yeah, it's really nice. Man, War in the Pacific has this one beautiful map. It's the most beautiful map in wargaming, but it's a mod. Yeah, that's cool. I really like that some of those old school games received new updates, including here Bombing the Reich or what it was. Nah, there's sometimes it's really cool. I think Matrix is the only publisher that keeps even new updates for games that are 20 years old or something. I mean, War in the Pacific is also. I mean, War in the Pacific, the original engine is already 20 years old or something. Gary Grigsby set the foundation 20 years ago. Admiral's Edition was released later, but yeah. Good. Warplan Orange is installing with. And install Admiral's Edition. Man, shit. Because there's some. I mean, I would never play the main scenario of War in the Pacific. It's simply too hardcore, huge. I would burn out on that. 500 megabytes. But it's containing programming We can install it. And then continue our campaign here. And yeah, I mean, the visual presentation in the in the War in the Pacific engine is, they find it better than in War in the East 2, which is very dry. War in the East 2 has really this Excel appeal, modernized Excel appeal. War in the Pacific, man. Has to be a beautiful. Man, but serial number, wait. Oh, Jimmy. Why are they not releasing that on Steam, man? Release it on Steam? Yeah, there is a retard, I can't figure shit out. But there's also some Jimmys that will buy it, man. And the smaller scenarios are absolutely perfectly playable, even if you don't need some bachelor degree for it. We played it on our old channel, entire smaller campaigns in the war in the Pacific. And it was really peak wargaming. I'm now rolling here all installations. 2 installations at the same time, because those Jimmy's always install so slow. I know they have some, it's not really limited by hard drive, it's more limited by the installer. Look at that, man, 1 BMP file. I guess that's from the old school times, you had to limit it in order not to overheat. What? Okay. Campaign series will be on Steam. Yeah, campaign series is on Steam. Yeah, true. Vietnam is Vietnam on Steam? But it is coming on Steam, right? Could be, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, campaign series is not on Steam. Vietnam or Middle East, you're right, yeah. But they bring it on Steam, yeah, it's a good idea. I think it's rather accessible war game, but it doesn't matter if it is accessible, simply fucking bring it on Steam. This Steam people, I mean, sure, it's okay. This approach, I like it, that they first release it on Matrix, because on Matrix games you have simply a selected crowd. But campaign series is a good example. Look how we played John Tillard's campaign series, which is basically incorporating East Front, West Front, Rising Sun. Those games are easy to accessible, yeah. There's not much you need to figure out, but they are super fun. And those games are still peak, including, of course, campaign and Middle East. I mean, here, War in the East too, it's what a complex counter shuffler, and people still like it, so what is the problem? Okay, what is that here again? That is 73rd ID. Should we open the road? Okay. Good. Mountaineers, Iceneers. Get rid of that. What is that? Common power. Yeah, exactly. Get rid of those dudes. Nice. Azov depot captured. Good. We need this. Jimmy, we need all fuel. Did you get rid of those this CAF unit here? They are CV-18. Come on. Ah, shit, there's a river crossing. Do I want really to go delivered? How much CV do we have? Yeah, 4, man. Come on, roll. Ah, shit, too late, okay. Yeah, with horses over river crossing, not really a good idea. Yeah, they should release. I think campaign series is also a game easy to figure out. I mean, you have always this people that think that Steam... Nah, man, wargamers are so big retards. There's retards everywhere, man. Wargamers are also big retards. And on Steam it will be not worse. I mean, that was also a common mission. Oh man, if you release it on Steam, yeah, sure, you have this, man, the graphics are so bad. Command and Conquer and Steel Division have way better graphics. This game should be updated. You always have those retards everywhere, but if you look, I mean, the reviews are very positive, except for Cold War, but I'm also not really the biggest fan of Cold War. As most people not really enjoy Cold War that much because it's simply a massive counter orgasm, which is simply not what, at least not really working in that engine properly. Then I'd rather play something like Flashpoint Campaigns, which simply makes more sense than some, I don't know, some micro counter Tony where some dude gives me, where I need to do a setup phase for 3 hours, yeah. After your mission with that heroic punter, which one was that? Was it, you mean campaign series? John Teller's campaign series? Yeah, this one might not be released on Steam. Could be some license issues. I mean, unfortunately, John Teller deceased. Now they took over. But those guys are planning to do a East Front 2, yeah? Campaign series East Front 2, but that will, of course, I know, my grandkids will tell me when that releases. Now they're doing Cold War, which is okay, yeah. But to me, there's also some Cold War overflow now. And after that they want to do East Front 2, so yeah, in 2045 I will play it before I die. But yeah, the size of campaign series, John Teller's campaign series, is a brutally good game for what it is doing. Simple. It's simple. There's no bullshit, but everything is working out pretty good. I always look not for how much switches a video game has, but how the combat resolves, and it is authentic. If you, I don't know, push a reconnaissance tank into a King Tiger, that Jimmy will blow up, yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah, and it's working out there pretty good, and you engaging over distances, scale of the hexes is pretty good. I really like that, yeah, what some Jimmy, Pastor, man, I'm now really a fan of the term Grand Tactical, eh? Jimmy, Grand Tactical. Okay, I mean, we want to clear the road and at least capture that position. Infantry wise, doesn't look. Here, wait. We can get rid of those Jimmies. But it's with a river crossing. Yeah, but as soon as there is some. Go on. Naval Infantry Brigade. Nice. Hey man, wow, Jimmy, there is some high ranking HQ. What is that, man, here? 18th Army. Kill those Timmies. Ah, shit. It was a Fata Morgana. Damn it. I think they auto-retreat. They auto-retreat. Yeah, they auto-retreat probably. In order to counteract this weekly turn-based thing, some units, if you get close to them, they auto-retreat. Like the HQ, yeah, see those retreated Jimmies here. And here you popped up this 18th Army auto-retreated. Cause it makes sense, yeah, in a turn-based, we're sitting here and waiting for you to kill us, yeah. So of course, bollocks. That is true, in the first 2 or 3 turns of Barbarossa, where HQs really got overwhelmed. But here in 42, summer 42, yeah, his Soviet Union is not that stupid anymore, yeah. Which is absolutely authentic. Jimmy, those games, what is it with those old installers, man? Installing, man, like from a floppy. They're running some limitation on speed. Probably not to overflow CDs or what. Man, Warplan Orange. Gee, those old school games, man, they take ages to install. But at least they're installing. But it seems like they're running some limiter on that. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Do we want to send in the motorized? Against the Cav? Can some infantry handle that, Jimmy? To clear the path? No. Ah, that Jimmy could. Okay. But we need to watch our flanks. But our deep breakthrough is preferred. If in doubt, breakthrough. Yeah, stay on the road. You have combat value 9. Come on. Nice. Okay, what is that? Wait, third? 9th every division. So is a regiment or what? There's not a division. 3rd, 9th, yeah, must be a regiment then. Oh. Okay. Doesn't look too bad. Is there any race to repair? Gee, who gives a shit about race anymore? There's no German train rolling south here. But yeah, because you have a rail repair team here. But those guys work automatic, right? That's at least what I figured out. Yeah, leave them alone. Nah, man, War in the Pacific engine. I think that is a magnum opus of Gary Grigsby. Not here, War in the East. I think in War in the East he said, okay, shit, man, it was too much with War in the Pacific. I outdid myself. Let's return to a more simplified system. Let's do a turn-based system on weekly basis. I mean, it's not developed by Gary Grigsby anymore. He's what you call it, supervisor or here, Berater, what you call it. Advisor, yeah. But I don't think he's that much involved in development anymore. He's too busy, man, counting those dollars. No, I don't know. But it's made by this studio. I've been invited to multiplayer for a couple of years now. I don't know, but it's played by a couple of people at a time. 3 people, for example, control armies for Germany. Hey, that's cool. And what, here in War in the East? Ah, you can do multiplayer on one faction? I didn't know that. That's cool. Alles, nah, oh, wait. No, that's not possible. They basically handle over the save game or something, right? One dude is responsible for Army Group North, and then when he's done, he saves and then pushes the save game to his next dude. Ah ja, okay. Ja, cool idea. Boah, man. Wait, but their defense is really bad of those Jimmys. But we need to follow the road. What's the combat values here? Oh, they're rather low. It's our Jimmys, man, what I'm looking here. Holy shit, man. Do we have really good motorized? Yeah, I need first to check right flank. I don't even know how we want to handle right flank. What is that even here? That is 3rd Panzer Battalion, 3rd Panzer Division or what? How much vehicles? Okay. 22 squads. That's a really big organization. There is not a division. And yeah, a handful of tanks. As well as small units, they don't really have that much of a punch. Yeah, we could push through them and derail the HQ, but how do we want to handle that? Those units are rather strong. That Jimmy has some push. Because there's an entire Panzer division. There is a split Panzer division. Probably 3 regiments or something. Wait, we didn't really use the regiment system. I quickly need to check. Sure, your game is still installing. Regiment division. But in World War II, 3 regiments made a division or what? How many divisions are in a regiment? What? Yeah, brigades and a regiment, yeah, but... that question doesn't make sense. A regiment is smaller than a division. Here. Composed of several regiments, exactly, or brigades, yeah. Because we use brigade system, but in World War II you use a regiment system. So I need quickly to educate myself again. Because my training is already long ago, and we use, yeah, exactly, BC, or, yeah. That classic system, yeah, 25,000 and a regiment is... free. Yeah, exactly. Brigade is 1x, right? Yeah. Enlarged or reinforced regiment, yeah. And the division is, if you follow the classic free formula, a division is 3 regiments. Classic free formula is, but it's of course not applying, but classic free formula is 3 squads, 1 platoon, 3 platoons, 1 company, 3 companies, 1 battalion, 3 battalions, 1 regiment, 3 regiments, 1 division, yeah. Okay, so that is basically regiments of the Panzer Division. Why that is a full Panzer Division, that's why it has so much punch. Why that is probably 1 division split into 3 for more mobility. And being independent brigades or regiments. Regiments usually call it rather than brigades. I never heard of independent regiments. But who cares, man? It's simply naming. But usually brigades are, at least from my knowledge, are more independent elements. I mean, we can push through, but there's no infantry support here. I mean, they have infantry with them, yeah, 4,800 dudes. Shit, man, that's quite a... Is that a regiment? Yeah, exactly. 5 to, yeah. It's quite a big, yeah, reinforced regiment. A brigade, 5,000 dudes, okay. Wait, that is quite a huge regiment. That's basically... $5,000 dudes, man. So regiment is typically 3,500. Brigade might be even... okay, yeah, brigade is very flexible, yeah. Whatever you call a brigade. So as a modern warfare can be some 500 dudes. Exactly, 500 to 5,000, yeah. Yeah, there's here some basically self-sufficient forces. There's basically some modern Kampfgruppe or whatever, yeah. 5,000 dudes. And those guys have 15,000, man. Man, that's even for a division high. How do we want to roll that? But they have really low combat value. What are they stuffed with? Is that even how much tanks do they have? They have 35 tanks, man. Yeah, but that is typical. That is true. That's very authentic. There was a lot of units in this stage of the war in Stalingrad, but later as well, called Panzer Brigades or Panzer Regiments. But they only had 30 tanks or something, yeah? Well, most of the shit was made simply infantry or whatever. Gee, those Tonys have 35, 40, 45 tanks. This Barry battalion, yeah. Battalion sized. Everything else is stuffed with whatever they could find. That's why they have such low combat value. Because, but I understand that it's the same what you see as in modern warfare, raising new units instead of bolstering old units. You also see that in Ukraine warfare. This tendency of raise new units which can't meet a quota, the authorized TOE, instead of bolstering old units or even reinforcing them, simply to create more. Yeah, exactly. Brigades, yeah. There's here, you see that in Ukraine, man. They're pulling out and to me fucking create 10 new brigades instead of reinforcing the existing ones or existing units. But there's a reason for that, yeah. There's a reason for that. Exactly. And alts operate on 20% TOE, yeah. Yeah, exactly, you're right. But that was only in World War II, I think, and there's a reason for that, yeah. For mobility and everything, but you can argue about that, yeah, sure. There's a lot of criticism also, at least about the Russians, I don't know, but yeah, the Ukrainians are raising a ton of new brigades, while some of the veteran brigades operate on 20% TOE. TOE basically, they lost most of their mechanized ability, yeah? Tanks and APCs, IFVs. But instead of bolstering them up to a higher degree, they raise new brigades. Yeah? But that is interesting. That is historically done by most forces in sustained survival warfare. Yeah? The Germans did the same. Instead of bringing up existing units to full strength, to authorized strength, you call it authorized strength. How much TOE you are authorized, how much people can you have in your unit. You are authorized to have 5,000 Tonys, yeah? You are authorized to have, I don't know what, 405 tanks, but you have 40 tanks, yeah? Instead of 5,000 Tonys, you have 1,000 Tonys, yeah? Instead of doing that, they raise new units. Yeah. There is indeed, I never operate on that high echelon, and my training is too old school, but again, I was a low Tony, yeah? I was basically platoon commander, company second in command, but never made it to anything higher because I left. So I'm not really expert on that things, on this operational shit. Was a tactical Tony. But yeah, that is indeed a tendency, a trend, which you even see in Ukraine, especially with the Ukrainians. Not sure about the Russians, can't tell. Which also happened in World War II, at least what I know from the Germans, I don't know. But the Soviets as well. The Soviets rather rose new armies or new whatever corps instead of replenishing existing ones. I've been a platoon 15 plus men and half of its HQ and medic. yeah, okay. But you were in the command platoon then, right? I mean, first platoon. It sounds like first platoon. I mean, the first platoon is often really command and control. Or you mean really combat platoon? Yeah, really, you meant 15 plus. Assault. Yeah, platoon weight is 3 squads, 12 dudes, 24, 36. 15 plus is a bit hard, man, for H and half of a HQ medic. But I can imagine also that there is an interest in a lot of people. 4 squads, okay. 4 squads make a platoon? Yeah, because I roll this standard 3-3-3 rule, which is of course not always true. For example, in World War II, Soviet divisions were way smaller than German divisions. Yeah. Soviet divisions were basically German regiments. Yeah. So you can't compare a Soviet division to a Nazi Germany division. 4 rule. You roll the 4 rule. Oh yeah. Yeah, we always use that 3-3-3 rule for the basic rule of thumb. Yeah. But you're right. There's of course room for modification. 20 plus in platoon in full. But it's a bit low. Normally in a platoon you have minimum 3 squads. That would be, even if you roll 10 dudes, it would be 30 plus. But yeah, I mean, in that modern warfare with that drone shit and everything is different. You might make every tactical unit smaller. I mean, there's definitely what you see in that warfare, that units getting smaller. Especially the, what you call, oh man, I forgot the term, the decisive tactical unit. 30 in squad? Nah. So there would be here some... Nah, you mean 30 in platoon, right? A squad? 30 in squad? Would be quite massive. Especially considering with that drone incursion. But yeah, on the other hand, wait. Let me think about that. You have 1 squad leader that is handling 30 dudes. 120 company. Yeah, but that makes sense. 120 company makes sense. But then we're talking about platoons, not squads. There would be 3 platoons of... Yeah, it's okay. As I understand you. No, it's regular numbers. You mean 30 in a platoon. That's what you meant, right? 3 squads with 10 dudes or something like that. Or you could even make 6 squads with 5 dudes, especially considering that drone danger. And what you see in the Ukraine is a couple of dudes engaging a couple of dudes. You don't see really high numbers. You see 3 dudes engaging 3 dudes. 4 platoons. Okay. Yeah, sure. There's everything possible. Yeah. 3 platoons, 2 platoons, 4 platoons, 5 platoons. Yeah. Consisting of 2 squads, 3 squads, 4 squads. Yeah. Or consisting of 3 teams, 4 teams, 1 team, 50,000 teams. But yeah, I understand you. Yeah. 120, that is a typical size of a company. Of... Yeah. 3 platoons or 4 platoons, yeah. But I studied Ukraine war, and yeah, the tactical size of units is decreasing because of the drone danger. So your lowest maneuver element of tactical size on both sides is decreased to really small teams. Because you don't want to move an entire, you don't want to move 12 Jimmies into a position. Because if they get droned, you might lose 12 Tonys. So they said, okay, fuck it, we'll roll four dudes, yeah. So if those 4 dudes get hit by drones, yeah, of course it's still brutal, but you lose only 4 dudes, yeah. Ukraine war is probably the war with the lowest. What was the name for? I forgot the word. We called it the main tactical. Basically, that is the unit which you move around. Yeah? In World War II, it was, you could say, division, yeah, or regiment. Of course, later it was Kampfgruppe for the Germans, or Corps for the Soviets. It's shit you move around and say, here, Jimmy, engage that position. But it decreased and decreased. As in Modern Warfare, it decreased. And the lowest what we see now in the echelon is really Ukraine war, where you move around, basically almost platoon-sized elements. Yeah. In short, in the 15 plus people from the company that I had, there was 3 at headquarters at the computer, a medic, logistics 3, including me, on drones, and the rest were infantry. Yeah. I mean, sure, with the change of Modern Warfare, you have a lot of Jimmies on drones, and I mean, it's of course also people that try to avoid direct combat. They don't want really to hit the trenches, they want to sit in the tactical, whatever you call it, tech ops, and direct the drones or whatever, because it's a safer job. Yeah. Sitting in the frontline trenches is, of course, the most lethal job. It's probably because I heard about that. Yeah, that a lot of people try to avoid frontline service, even pay money for some safer job. But also the war shows a lot of most casualties are caused by drones. It's the first time in history that the artillery is taken over. And I told that in another stream, if infantry is so easily to be taken out by some fucking retard $200 drone, you can kill a human being, which is rather unique for warfare. Again, in Afghanistan we spent, on average, I think it was $150,000 or $200,000 per enemy casualty. Nowadays, man, you can achieve that with $1,000 in the Ukraine war, with drone shit. Which makes then frontline infantry, less viable. It's not worth it. Yeah, then you rather get those Tonys in the HQ and let them roll drones or something, I don't know. When there were less than 10 left, I just left. Yeah, pretty good, yeah. Probably otherwise I would have pressed you in the frontline service. Good, anyways, those brigades or regiments, whatever, of the 3rd Panzer Division, they don't have much punch. They have a lot of mobility, but they have 0 punch. I marked Endanger HQ. HQ retreated. But what's my next move? I mean, if I push, we could link up with those forces. I mean, we need to drive hard. That is what they expect from us. If we play it safe, we will lose that war. Everybody knows it. Pushing those units is impossible. G all in. Who got killed? Some Russian general. Yeah, nice. That was a Russian name. Somebody got killed. Holy shit, man. A lot of frontline movement here. Nice! Yeah, but it was not a German name. I just saw it for a millisecond. Sounded like some Russian Tony got killed. Probably some HQ that was retreating. Man, that brigade did a good job. But man, the supply lines are not good. Live off the land. Live off the land. Capture a supply depot. How much? 0, 0, 0. Very good. Wait, what? 0, 0, 0. What? Wait, what? 0, 0. Huh? You have supply need 0. Fuel needs 0. What? Nah, I think that's for the next turn, right? Jimmy, are those guys completely out? Yeah, 1. They are completely out. Okay, hold your horses. Shit, man, they're completely out of supply. 0, 0, 0. Holy moly, okay. Jimmy's... I don't know, is that really good to push that hard? Nah, they have all 0, 0, 0. Fuck that number means nothing, man. Don't believe those logistics. Jimmy, amateurs study logistics. Masters study tactics. Or was it the opposite? I can't remember. Gee, why is it 0, 0, 0, man? What? They're all 0, 0. Nah, they're all 0, 0, 0. I guess they're 5. Okay, whatever. Yeah, Jimmy, I'm just joking, I know. Huh? I wonder about those numbers, why they're all 0. Those guys didn't even move, they have already 0, 0, 0. I guess that is for the next turn or something, I don't know, it's not really shown properly. I'm just joking, I know it. Okay, we have to... Now hold that objective. Wait, let's bring on those other brigades. I want that, and then link up with the other force. And then we basically could encircle them. That'll be a bit difficult here. Wait, roll here. Ah, shit, that will be too much. But the mic chicken out a lot of force here. Yeah. But not enough. Not enough. Shit. To engage those naval Tonys here. Hey, you have motorized. Okay, no, we can link up. Okay, we can create a pocket here, man. Jimmy, pocket them Tonys like in Barbarossa. Yeah, pocket them Tonys. But also, I want that airfield. Jimmy, you roll. Yeah, roll to that airfield. Nice. Okay, cool. We got that. And roll to that. No, stay on the airfield. Okay, not too bad. I mean, I must say I like really this dynamic shit. Yeah, okay, 1 week of turn is hardcore. Again, Vigo is the superior system. At least you don't have this bullshit like in the Scythe campaign, which is the best game, yeah. But you don't have this, oh shit man, if I fail that attack, man, being thrown back 5 years. Okay, let us see what is said here, Jimmy. Viking... Oh, Jimmy, I think there's really some bad Tonys. Oh, wait, were there really good Tonys? Viking... What is this double... What is that meaning? Schlaumeier Schönlinge. Jimmy, I think are those Tonys. Holy shit, man, I would like to capture this here, but wait. First, establish contact with 3rd Brigade, 3rd Panzer Division. Shit, I need that road. Here, naval infantry is... Here, Tony. Body back them. Nice. Okay. Establish. Wait, what the fuck are you rowing here? Why you need to row south? Simply follow direct. There is not... Why you need to go south? Okay, good. Then check that out. There's no Jimmy. Okay. No, wait. Establish first connection. Good. Push back some of those Tonys, they are really weak. They held? What? Because you are so weak. Oh shit, man, okay. So, social Soldat, exactly. Yeah, but then establish here. Okay. Man, they're really low on supplies. Because otherwise, or was that unit already such low on combat value before? 1! This means basically you run out of ammo. Or fuel. Yeah, here, now I see here good values. They have ammunition, but they have 0 fuel. Okay. Good, Jimmys. I want to capture this here. This transport hub. Holy shit, man. Combat value dropped to 12. Yeah, man. Now we're talking logistics, huh? What is he doing there? But we can handle it. Wait. Yeah. What? Wait. 18th Army, 31? Nah, you're kidding me. 18 what? Combat value? That number must be wrong. Combat value 13-1. Ach du Scheiße. Attack anyways, because I can't believe those numbers. No, they are not true! Gee, fucking Air Force telling us bullshit. Nice. Kill those guys. What was that? 31? Combat value? Gee, that was 0.31. So it's like those Tonys that tell you they have the bigger, Jimmy. Okay, capture, yeah, okay, we hold it. Yeah, hold it. Oh man, wait. Nah, that airfield we can't reach. That connection looks not that solid. Okay, what is that here? 13th, that's entire Panzer Division. And they can roll hard. How much fuel do I have? 0%. That is always good. What is the next objective? Oh, holy moly, man, there's such huge Tonys. Okay, let's capture transportation hubs. And push those guys hard back. Holy shit, man, the combat value drops so hard. Don't believe the numbers. What? Oh shit. Nah, Jimmy, deliberate attack. Come on, you can pull it off. Ah, shit. Want to see my glasses, yeah. Oh man, but those guys held me off. They have 0 combat value, but they held off that Panzer Division. Man, we must be really low on supplies. And those dudes feel completely different from Barbarossa. So yeah, supply is definitely a big thing in this game. That's good. Because Germany was absolutely lacking that shit. I mean, that's why they pulled off Fall Blau, yeah? They didn't have enough fuel to pull... They had enough fuel to pull off one offensive. In 42, yeah? And look at how the combat value is degrading if you move further. Shit, would be good if we could take those 2 objectives, but yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. Perhaps you rather want to capture the airfield. Might be safer. Ah, shit. Maybe that should be a motorized unit. Motorized units can do that. Motorized units can do that. Okay, we got the depot. Do we more depots, please? Oh man, that's so big. God damn it, kurwa. Yeah, they will receive logistics by air transport after their turn. Good, but Jimmy was yeah, but that can be handled by the infantry. You drive that deep and hard. Common power 1. Good one, man. Shit, no man, no, don't do it. Fuck. But they have combat value of 2. What is that even? This is a brigade from Groß Deutschland Division. Okay. Yeah, but oppose them at least. And then we will handle it somehow. We need to drive deep, come on. Block that road. Take a CV. Nah, man, that will not work out. Don't believe the numbers. Do it, no. What's your... Yeah, okay, but Jimmy, push those Jimmys back. Come on. Ah, that's mobile. No, keep those mobile Tonys. Don't waste them. Cross the river and engage. 6, that is good. Nuke them. Keep the northern Tonys, they're not... Oh shit, yeah, then attack. Okay. We have 1 Panzer Division, 1 motorized ready. Let's first apply the infantry. Not only to that pocket, but also get rid of that cav. I don't want them to cut off us. Good. That is fixed. Now the flank looks not good. Jimmy, give me some Tonys. Oh shit, I can't. Yeah, but those Jimmys. And those Jimmys. Yeah, keep them at bay. Good, mountaineers, Iceniers. You are not that strong. Should cut off those strong infantry divisions. Okay, not too bad. What is that here? 8. Base, you know how to roll. Blast those Tonys. Okay, those Jimmys are cut off. Let's secure them. So the security divisions. You Jimmys, I need to take you, I need to eliminate the HQ. Ah, they held. You can handle it. No, you can't. Should we give me a cav? Oh, this guy's not activated, okay. They are not authorized, okay. Jimmy. Your tank force are here, you are here. Do you see anything? What is your problem? You're not motorized, or what? Jimmy, you have tanks, come on. Yeah, exactly. Roll! Show me where the iron cross grow. Hey, Tony's coming in. Jimmy, do you see anything from there? You have a ton of tanks. First Panzer Army. You roll hard. Nice. Here, 3rd Panzer Corps. Do you see anything from there? I doubt. Roll in. Roll hard. There are 17 tanks. You can defend yourself. Sweet. Infantry. Roll hard. Stay at Rostov. You, what is that here? Panzer Corps. Why are you in command of that? What is that? How the fuck are you in command of that, Jimmy? What? Whatever. That is your units. Roll hard. It's crazy how much weapons HQs carried, 35 guns. And here a lot of HQs, man. Here 17 tanks. But that's of course a replenishment also. Yeah, but they are not available, I think. Yeah. They're blocked. Good, we have one more motorized unit, which might reach this position. But they might run out of power, or we can attack that. There might be a safer bet. They're down to 5, that is okay. Nice. We got a crossing. Tanks. Yeah, it's a tank division. That is quite a punch. We might apply that to this. But yeah, we have not enough for the crossing. But it's okay. But you can send in motorized to secure that crossing. And they're retreating. Very good. Yeah, I don't know. That unit. Nah, stay here. Makes it also a bit difficult for the enemy. If we move here, this is a good position. Do it. Give me a security unit. Secure that position. Yeah, we'll see how that next turn works out when the Zoids react. But I guess we are done. Those units are not released. Those repair units. Ah, wait, that guy can move. Okay. What can we oppose here? Not really nothing. So you consider there's still some care forces there. I mean, you can oppose them, but there is for motorized. I'd rather do that with the 4th Mountain Division. You drive forward. We will drive hard. There's no reason to follow the roads. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah. Ah! Oh! Schön Panzer. Panzers! Road! Nice! Holy shit, good push. Yeah, try this. If the Caucasus can't attack, we work shit out, yeah. Okay. No time to secure the flanks. Those times are over, man. No, AI depot, please. Okay. Okay, be right back. Die Warplan Orange is still installing. Yeah. No, thank you. What the fuck is that? What is that? Heinz Godarian. Is that Godarian? Does he look like that? Okay. Who put that on my screen, please? What next, man? Show me a dick. Man, what the fuck is this here? Okay, I need to hit my restroom. Okay, we're done. Be right back. But yeah, it's an interesting question. Why raise new brigades instead of replenishing your struggling existing ones? I mean, there's several things that come to my mind. That you have a unit that is barely managing a job, but it's managing a job. And you instead create a new unit that can manage a new job instead of making sure that some Jimmy can do it good. Another thing is mixing up veterans with new Tonys. I mean, to some extent you need to do that, but if you replenish too much, I mean, there's, I think I had a case study on Vietnam where the US was employing a rather unique rotational system for forces and soldiers. And that indeed created problems. You had basically veterans being mixed up with fresh Jimmies, which created disgust for both. So veterans were rather disgusted by the new Tonys, or because they couldn't handle shit or whatever. But the new Jimmies got demoralized by that attitude of the veterans. So basically you had a loss-loss situation. Mapa was creating a unit of fresh Jimmies. Motivated fresh Jimmies is better than mixing them up with existing Tonys that already tell you, man, Jimmy, fucking 5,000 Tonys blew up before you arrived here. Veterans just go home because it's impossible to beer. Yeah, sure, I mean, if they have no moral or no sense of, yeah, sure, I mean, if you simply throw them at the front lines, they might run away, yeah. I don't know, I mean, some people, but this is also what Germany did, what many other forces did, and again, yeah, even the US in Vietnam was deciding that they rather not rotate, because they had a individual soldier rotational system, which didn't work out. Which ended up with, you had units with veterans and Jimmy's being rotated out for complete fresh people. And that created a lot of problems, what I exactly talked about. And then they switched the system to, which is nowadays still in place, switching, rotating entire units out, yeah. And they decided then at the late stage of the Vietnam War to rotate entire units out to prevent that. And that is what you basically also have in what you had in Afghanistan and Iraq, that they rotate entire units out, not individuals. So they basically rotate fresh units in, but they yeah. Of course, that is also about cohesion. I mean, rotating individuals out is never good, or replenishing, because that is, of course. But to some extent, they of course do that, yeah, since ages. If a existing unit is getting hard hit, we don't say, okay, screw them, we leave them as they are. You of course get fresh things rotated in, but not on that scale as the United States did in Vietnam, where they really had this this standardized rotational system, which didn't work out. Created a lot of issues. They had an individual rotational system, I think, in Vietnam. Yeah, which is not really solving that case, what we're talking now about, why units not replenish, but rather create new units. Where you have veteran brigades that are running on fumes while they throw freshlings, which also lack equipment. I mean, they create brigades, but they can't get them to authorize strength, yeah. They simply create brigades on the map, but they can't get them to authorize strength. But that, yeah, happened to some extent also in World War II. Of course, I never received that official high command level, staff officer level education. Was not really a thing. Can't remember that was ever a case in OTS. What the reason for that is, but yeah, what you see now in Ukraine basically already happened in Germany as well, or in other wars. That they rather prefer to raise new units instead of, and even those new units they can't set up properly to authorize strength. but send them in, yeah. It's simply, I guess, something like that first theory. Have simply somebody present for a new job. Doesn't matter if you have a ton of Tonys that can't do their job properly, simply set up a new Tony for a new job because there's always a job opportunity. Perhaps something like that. Wait, let me quickly install those. Jimmy, I want to check out that before I pass out. Jimmy, but I want to play that. Yeah, I'm getting old. Yeah, I'm now 81 years old. 1 year younger than Joe Biden, yeah. Shit, man. War in the Pacific, War in the Pacific is brutal, man. But yeah, let's check it out. But there's other smaller scenarios which are cool. There's such a beautiful map mod for it. Most beautiful map mod ever. Warplane Orange, yeah. We're saying that update will take another 2 hours. Oh man, why you need my serial number again? Okay. Gee. Okay, got it. Gee, Warplane Orange, no Steam key available, man. Put it on Steam, man. Warplane Orange. Massively good. Okay. Is it the newest? Wait, what update am I installing currently for Warp 1126, 1128 better? Shit, I can't tell, man. I don't know which one I clicked. Widescreen support, yeah, baby. But didn't always that. Might be the better update, but it's okay. Roll. .0126. Ah yeah, okay, now install it better. Because the system is for suckers. You show up as a newbie and don't understand a damn thing, and a lot of those who were given to us as reinforcements simply didn't make it to the trenches or basements. Literally didn't make it. And if you survive, the likelihood of you escaping the next day is extremely high. Yeah, I can in that kind of warfare. Yeah, I can absolutely understand you. I heard it, yeah, that what do you call it? Unauthorized leave. That attrition rate is very high. Yeah, so you can't. So with you on that. Okay, let's see what happened here in that turn. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, they closed that, but it doesn't mean much. They re-established connection to their... But that will not help them. Other than that, the Soviets didn't react too harsh. Good. Luftflotte 4, you're inflexible. Wait, turn. We lost 7,000 units, Soviets lost 50,000 units. I think that is acceptable. But tank-wise, we lost a ton of guns. Well, Soviets lost almost no guns. Lost a bit of more tanks. We lost also a ton of aircraft. Is not good for the Wehrmacht. Okay. I mean, duels-wise, 7,000 to 50,000. Okay, that's acceptable. But the guns loss, should they overrun something? No. Another classic, you need to go dig or bring something back to your position. So go like, don't take any ammo and there's plenty of food. Everything's there, and then the Russians have been sitting there for a week. Ah, you mean they deliberately shitting people? Or you mean that they don't know about the situation and sent you somewhere that is already occupied? Really happened to my friend of mine, returned after leaving the army. Somebody sent him to a reserve company and screwed him over. Killed 2, he was wounded and spent a couple of days going back to his own people. But was it deliberately or because they simply had no clue of the situation? Did they deliberately send somebody to, yeah, go, everything will be fine there? Because that doesn't make sense. I mean, that is getting people killed, yeah. So it was rather because command was clueless of the current situation. Shitting people, ah, okay. So some punishment for office. Yeah, I heard that a lot of people try to avoid the front lines. And especially, yeah, sure, if you're an officer, you have, of course, a higher authority to avoid that shit. And sit somewhere more safe. Okay. Party's active. Luftflotte 4, you're inflexible. Yeah. You're out if you, but currently I guess it's okay. Execute your... No, execute your shit. I don't need any specific directive. Wait, what happened here? I said... Okay, 18 units on ground support. Yeah, that's good. That's good. They figured it out, man. We need ground support, yeah. I guess that is direct combat support. Or close air support. So if you roll an attack, they will support us. Only a few brigades are actually adequate, the rest is Soviet crap. The soldier is the only one to blame for all the problems, and they say they always send new people once. They always send new ones. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that from first hand, which is psychologically not hard to figure out that veterans that already fought or survived that stuff, that they might say, okay, we did our stuff, let the new Tonys do it, let them hit the trenches or something, while those guys, of course... Yeah, there's a problem, yeah? There must people that are really committed to that, already volunteered anyways. Now you're drafting. While nowadays drafting is different from back in the days. A forcefully drafted Tony has a combat value of 0, yeah? Almost. That guy will scoot at the first best opportunity. Mobilization, yeah, resources, there's a lot of retard experts talking about that. This and that country has a mobilization reserve of 2 million or whatever. Shit means nothing. It always depends also on the psychological value. What is that force you can mobilize? What is the, how motivated they are to be sent to the front lines? Yeah, you might send to the front lines, a couple of those dudes might exert some sort of discipline. If you forcefully mobilize, you might have... Nobody wants to have somebody forcefully mobilized beside him. Because those dudes are not ready or not willing to fight. They might do it reluctantly, more or less. And then you have, of course, veterans that say, okay, Jimmy, I hit the trenches 5 times, got engaged by 20 FPVs. I survived somehow. I'm done with this shit. Send in the new Tonys. Which probably already watched enough videos on Telegram or Reddit and saw what that war even means. Yeah, that is a huge problem. Same now here in my country, it is happening. They now want to somewhat re-establish draft, not basically under the radar, yeah. Jimmy, we just want to ask you. But they already realized that a forcefully drafted force is meaning bullshit in Western Europe. In Western Europe, a forcefully drafted force is 0 value. It has common value of 0.1. Those dudes will hoot out instantly. It's different times. You can't compare that to World War II or whatever. And that creates a lot of friction with existing forces which might have a different motivation, which already did quite a lot of effort. Yeah, exactly. Some people might then rather hoot over the border and might die doing that, might do an attempt, might get captured or whatever, or might resist and rather end up in prison, yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. Okay, let me check here. Warplan Orange. Oh, it works. They didn't really update it, which is a shame. Boah, guck mal. Gee, it's working, my ears. ...2005, man, crazy. I created such good games, man, of 20 years ago. Tony, what are you loading? Tony! Oh yeah, baby. Shit, man, he needs to load all those ships. Tony, what is that with? Tony, what are you loading there, man? Are you... Watch me, I need Panzerschokolade or something. What was called in Nazi Germany? Not Göring here. What the fuck is that? Nice. Ah, yeah, this shit, yeah, but I can fix it. Man, there's so little scenarios. But there was some custom ones, but might be hard to find. Yeah, I need to fix it. Yeah. For sure, I didn't update it for modern systems. You have this, yeah. Man, this game is so. Cause all this interwar shit. I think there was even a scenario. I don't know, is it in the main game, where the Washington Treaty never happened, and you will face some super battleships, but interwar. Really cool. So a lot of those aircraft carriers became basically a result out of that Washington Naval Treaty. That's where they started to convert a lot of those battlecruisers or battleships to aircraft carriers out of necessity in order to fulfill the treaty. But then realized, shit man, those carriers are important. But back in the days they were thinking, aircraft, nah. Rather build some ultra big battleships. Nah man, that's Jimmy man, 2005 man. Man, programming, and nowadays man you have AAA developers can't pull off shit anything. But yeah, I need to fix that game. That game is definitely bugged, not properly working in modern systems. But I can fix it. Yeah, it's ultra slow, yeah. Yeah, no, that will not work out. So I'll make a war game based on 1984. Yeah, pervitin, exactly, yeah. There was the German thing of amphetamine. Methamphetamine. Yeah, perhaps I will play that, but I first need to fix it. And perhaps find those smaller scenarios. That small scenario pack, which is probably already gone. But yeah, Warplan Orange, one of the most unique war games. Very interesting. Especially for battleship lovers. You have aircraft, interwar aircraft, but they are still somewhat limited, but they are also good. It's hard to tell. It's the interwar period, yeah. You still have a lot of the double deckers, B-planes. It's a very limited range, but they're already somewhat formidable. You have early aircraft carriers, but they're not dead aircraft carriers like from World War II, which dictated the war in the Pacific. And you might have ultra big battleships if the Washington Treaty didn't happen. Wait, what happened to my... did I quit it? Oh. Okay. Give me a second. Is the war in the Pacific working properly, or do I also need to... I mean, there's also some tools. Is that should be working properly? Signing in Windows, yeah, okay, I fixed that. Signing that shit in Windows is always a good idea. I think that was one of the fixes you need to do. It prevented that pink bullshit super slowdowns, and then you can put it in full screen with either something like borderless. Now, this here is probably one of the massive achievements in wargaming. Ah, no, it's still pink. Yeah, but I can fix it. I know that issue, but I need to remember how. But there's no problem, yeah. There's also a good tool, yeah, but unfortunately it's not running out of the box. Man, Downfall, I think that is the biggest hardcore shit you can see. I think Downfall is the hypothetical scenario of Japan not surrendering due to the to the atomic bombs, and you redoing the invasion. And the US had it prepared. It would have been the biggest military operation in history. Dwarfing Operation Barbarossa. I think Operation Barbarossa... Yeah, depends, I don't know. Is Barbarossa the biggest military operation in history? It's definitely World War II. Either Barbarossa or something on the Eastern Front. Yeah, it might be the biggest. Bagration was also big, but not that big. Nah, Barbarossa, I think, is the biggest military operation in history. Amphibious operation is, of course, D-Day, the biggest, but if they would have invaded Japan mainland, it would have dwarfed D-Day by 10 or 20. Seriously. They had already, I don't know, 20, 30 carriers prepared, man. 2 million, whatever, marines. No, it would be massive. It would be nuts. Which was avoided, yeah, by the by the atomic bomb drops. Got Pearl Harbor wrecked. No, but it's a beautiful game, good soundtrack, everything. Even the original map is one of the good sound design, I think. Shit, man. The map. Play 50,000 turns. Finish the game in 20 years. Man, what? Goddammit, the detail there. Kelly Grigsby, man. Yeah, we will not watch that, it will take some time. But it's a grand campaign. I rather want to play smaller scenarios of both games. But yeah, man, that is... Okay, let's continue with War in the East. Oh, fuck off, Steam. Go simp for your MasterCard and Visa feminist. What? This one? Ah, yeah, mm-hmm. 3. Oh, shit, man. Okay. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, right? Expected more. What's the main objective? Where's those oil fields? Where's the Moss Oil? Is that the air turn? Yeah. Yeah, you ready? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We'll put most on ground support, which is okay. Grosny, they have really a lot of oil. I mean, I know about the Baku oil fields, but is it here? No. Okay, Jimmy, I need to wake up. If I pass out, if you hear me snorting, yeah, please don't watch me. Don't make fun of me, don't bully me. I don't want to play that here. Jimmy, we're rolling hard. A true commander pass out, man. While commanding. Wow. But yeah, we need to play here the smaller scenarios of War in the Pacific and Warplan Orange. But really cool that they, I mean, I'm absolutely zero a fan of the war in Spain. But that was mostly a land war. Cool to see that engine. Would have hoped for something else, like Eastern Front or something, in that Vigo engine. Oh, that would work out, because yeah, this here changed to that traditional turn base again, back. Grosny. Shit. Oh, Jimmy. Yeah, exactly. Baku. Where's Baku? Jimmy, Baku Oilfields, everybody's talking. Oh, man. That's Baku, Tony. My cop. Don't tell me it's here somewhere. Oh no, man. Yeah, of course the furthest, man. Oh shit, man. Yeah, no problem, man. I make it, man. Baku is the main objective. Yeah, you can tell it, man. Baku is so big. The name. Look at that. No matter what you zoom out, man. Baku. And the flag is gray, not gray red. Jimmy, it is simply gray. It is simply Tony. We need to go there. Holy moly, man. Okay, but they don't have that much force here, man. They're all committed in Stalingrad, Massengrab. Distance means nothing. What the fuck? Shit, is right click moving? Oh. Damn it, man. I'm playing all those Operation War games. You mix up buttons. Was that okay? I could have cut down that, but is that really worth? Not really. Hey, give me, Jimmy, I'm not happy about that, because, man, my fat fingered it. Good. Yeah, ground support, get ready. Okay, let's roll. Wow, man, Jimmy, they so... they didn't receive that much supplies. Yeah, wait, watch out with fuel usage. No, okay, that game is definitely handling fuel. There's nothing going on here. Yeah, can you handle it? Security division? If you do... Nice! Okay, should be Iron Cross for... Oh shit, I didn't see your name. But I will send it to you. Okay, that means the pocket must be empty. So that Cav Tony can be handled also by some security Tonys. Ah, they can release the Cav. I retrieve it, okay. Surrender, good. We have more Cav. Is there anything I need to deal with? Here, Jimmy, can you deal with that, Tony? Nice. HQ is motorized. Those Tonys rolling. Man, why are you not rolling horses? You have 24 guns. For what do you need those 24 guns, man? Release them. And why are you not rolling horses, man? Who is that commander? What is his name? Mikhail Lakovita. Ah, that is Romanians. Okay, I don't fuck with them. That is typical Romanian style, yeah? Subordinates roll horses, man. Dude rolls on a car. Tony, when a real commander of a cavalry force needs to roll us a horse. Nah, man, it's not really that comfortable, man. I rather drive in a Volkswagen. It's okay, Jimmy. It's okay, fine. You remain suit. Okay, I don't question you. Jimmy, why fucking man? Dude is rolling a car, man. Horses, push faster. Jawohl, Volkswagen. Man, he has 24. What the fuck, man? Why? Wait, do yours. Ah, okay. What? 120 guns? What? Horse guns, what? What do we have here? Holy moly, man, I have a field guns here, man. Horse carried. Ah, okay, that's why the HQ is carrying those guns. Holy moly, man. Those Cav horse here, yeah, that's why they have 3, yeah? Not that. Not some. Wait, are they real Cav? No. They're called Cav, but they rolling Motor Recon Squad. Nah, okay, they roll Cav mostly, okay. Yeah, They are horsed, yeah. Horse Tonys. Horse sticks, yeah. But that Jimmy, man. Driving in his Kübelwagen, man. Jimmy, push those horses faster. Why are you so slow, man? Yeah, operational group. Yeah. Now, do we have any other force? No. No, those Jimmys are not released, which is okay. I don't want to move those guys. Okay. Infantry. Our first tanks. I need to get a sense of what the infantry can achieve. There is motorized Cross Deutschland. Cross Deutschland, Jimmy. Cross Deutschland means, translated, micro Germany, yeah? Jimmy, like brigade? Exactly. I misclicked you, Tonys, but there's something going on the road. Oh shit, I can't roll hard. But hit that road. Okay, our goal is Baku. It's not that far, Jimmy's. Look, we already made it that far. Baku is basically around the corner, yeah? Good, Krasnodar is next goal. Motorized. There are some Jimmys blocking my... cock blocking me. Help me. Roll into Krasnodar. Why is that faster or what? Than crossing a bridge? No, I don't. Oh, okay. No, I need to find it out. That would be 10. Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Krasnodar captured. Nice. Not AI, I mean, I don't know, I didn't play too much of it, can't tell. But at least they say that they paid a lot of attention to the AI. But I don't know, we had never checked how good the AI is in specific scenarios or in the grand scenario, because the grand scenario is too big anyways for me. So yeah, I can't really give any information on that. I mean, the Steam page states, yeah, they invested a ton into the AI. But yeah, what a product page states, what the reality. I mean, there's a lot of people that play it. Know even people turning it on easy. But I don't know, man. There's also people that turn everything on easy just to learn it. Well, it might be not really required. If you figure out the basics, you might roll that game. It's not really that complicated as of just because you have 5,000 buttons. It's not really that complicated. At least if you are not completely a virgin in this regard. And again, I always recommend not to figure out wargames too much, because then you will lose fun. Then you will game the game. Pull it off paradox style. Ah, wait, if I attack now, I will gain, wait, I need preparation 5%. Ah, Jimmy, if I roll that, I will get 10%. I also don't have really that much clue of that game. I understand the basic principles. It's really good. I need to show you that. Give me a second, man, because I have some tank pawn open. Oh shit, man! Oh, what a sexy tiger! Oh shit! Wait, did I mute my mic? Yeah, I think my microphone is muted. Oh yeah, baby, give me that tiger, man! King tiger, yeah! Oh Jimmy, man, you're making me so hot, man. Holy shit, is that? Oh wait, shit, my microphone was. Okay, whatever. You have, of course, you can check out the living manual. I guess that's the biggest one, which is 800. The Bible, man. 871 pages. Yeah. Here, Jimmy. How do you make your soldiers take a shit? Okay. Yeah, you can check it out. I've never read it. Yeah. Or you can check out here the 9 pages. The holy nine, what you call it in the Bible, the holy 9. It's not 9, I know. And this, you check that, and if you are not completely a virgin in operational war games, you can check that game out in 5 minutes. You will be not an expert on it, yeah. But again, sometimes you don't want to be an expert on a war game. Especially when it gaming the AI, and even if playing, yeah, sure, if you play some expert World War in the East 2 player and you want to really to be competitive, yeah, okay. No, I don't expect the AI to build bridges or mine roads. They could at least take you to the core. Yeah, it's a good question. How that German AI might do. Yeah, wait, I want to check that out. Seriously. What is the German AI doing on the first turn? But that might be pre-planned. Like in War in the Pacific. That they manually guide the AI to do some shit. It's not really AI. It's basically... In the War in the Pacific, you also don't have real AI, but you have some pre-planned... And if you disrupt the AI will go completely hoots. But the War in the Pacific is super challenging. The War in the East might be easier for the AI, but... I wonder how it is, yeah. I want to find it out. It's good. I never tried it out. We save that game. But the first turn is brain dead. It's not really much you can do wrong. That might be simply because the Germans pull off the... But let's see 2 turns, yeah? Without doing any bullshit and see how what the AI does. Good question, yeah? But usually you are better at playing in the offensive role, as in most war games. Yeah. I don't know any good operational war game. Yeah, decisive campaigns, but then people cry that the AI receives a lot of support. Yeah, in decisive campaigns, Barbarossa, beating the Germans as Soviet players really hard, but it's also because the AI receives bonuses. Bony, that's how the educated man call it. Right, well, the AI is receiving bony, but Jimmy, that is, yeah, in order to even out that you are not playing against a human being. Yeah, for example, I lost in decisive campaigns Barbarossa against the German AI. Hardcore, man. Jimmy, they rolled in winter 41, they rolled into Moscow, yeah. But I wonder, what is it if I play here Soviet Jimmy? 41. Is that working out? Let's see. But the first turn is a no-brainer. The first turn is probably handmade. 2 new games start. You can try 2 free new scenes. Yeah, exactly. We might do 2 turns or something. Because first turn is no-brainer. First turn, because German is no-brainer. And I know from War in the Pacific that they use handmade shit. They use basically some sort of paths in War in the Pacific. If B is not accessible, use C. If, for example, Japanese can't land on B, then land on C, something like that. Because you can't really pull it off with a dynamic AI. It's too complex. And for example, in War in the Pacific, the AI receives a supply bonus. Because without supply bonus, the AI would die. Because the supply is so complex. Same for War in the Pacific, for decisive campaign Barbarossa. You have some wargamers, the AI receives bonuses, or even in Shadow Empire, which is from the same developer. The AI receives bonuses, it's so unfair, I want an equal game. Yeah, sure, get an equal game and be a retard. It's simply impossible on that complex scale to make an equal AI. Let's see, will they capture Riga on first turn? It's basically 1 week. In 1 week they should capture Minsk and Riga and whatever. Vilnius, Kaunas, here Brest. Southern Front should struggle. Southern Front will struggle. Yeah, okay. Interesting. What they engage here. Okay. Yeah, but they should. Yeah, they're going for Riga. Yeah. Okay. What is it for a battle? I think they captured Riga. I can't see it. But it looks good. Looks good, yeah. But yeah, the first turn is a no-brainer. Yeah. First turn is pushing over the Soviets. Motorized? Yeah, that's rather stupid. Why did they push with the motorized so strongly spec? Perhaps historical? Might be a historical situation, I don't know. Yeah, because you don't play a war game with retrospective knowledge like you do in why did it in reality. But Jimmy, yeah, they... Because we know how Operation Barbarossa unfolded. Those Jimmys rolled in the darkness, so they might kept some motorized force to reverse the front. But we of course push everything forward. Because we know that the Soviet initial force are pushovers. But I think you can play a proper game, yeah, against the AI. It seems like they're rather not... I mean, we're playing on normal difficulty, yeah. But that looks rather... Perhaps couldn't even imagine that it is a historical interpretation of the first turn. Of the first week. It would make sense that you create basically a historical AI. Where are they? What is that here for location? Yeah, okay, they're pushing somewhat. Yeah. Smolensk, yeah. Yeah, they are here at Minsk. They're about to capture Minsk, yeah. Yeah, but that is the first turn. But at least they're not completely stupid. Yeah, this will take ages. I will not watch that. But... yeah, I guess you can... because you can't speed it up. At least I don't know how to speed up. Because this will take ages, yeah, until they have all 3 army groups committed. The grand scenario. But I think you can expect basically some sort of historical stuff, yeah. Again, if you're really proficient, yeah, you always will, especially an attacking AI, is really hard. Usually you want to have an AI in the defensive role. That is basically true to all war games on all echelons. Be it tactical to strategic. But yeah, those here, 9 pages can explain you the game. If you're not completely stupid and have at least some clue of war games, you can get all the hangs on those 9 pages. Sure, you can also read the 900-page manual. Which is cool, yeah, I like manuals. Especially in its own game. But you need it. You don't need to figure everything out in detail. And I even suggest you not about, especially operational war games, too much in detail. Because then you will game the game. Yeah, if you know, okay, wait, if I attack in that condition, I will gain 10% bonus. Okay, I will do that, yeah. And then you start the paradox approach. Where you're not using your brain. Shit, is that a good idea? A combat value is okay, yeah. There should be some indicator how strong a unit is. But other than that, if you at least like authentic experiences, you Because 3 commanders say, oh wait, they are not sitting down there, wait. I have now a 10% bonus if I arrest that unit, okay, and then I attack those Soviets, wait, they have a combat value of 1. If I add that with my bonus, then I can defeat them with 90% of probability. Yeah, that's not how real operational warfare works, yeah. I think there was really some dude on the Martix forums, man, some veteran in war games, and he restated it perfectly. The less you know about a wargame, but you can operate it somewhat proficiently, that is a must fun. Once you go into detail and figure it out, all the chance and everything, you lose the fun. So then you go paradox style. No, not load scenario, load saved game. Must be this one, yeah. Yeah. So I absolutely know zero. I know the basic principles of this game, and that is I can repair bridges. I know about this combat preparation bonus or whatever it's called. That is. Ah shit! Wait, I need to do the turn again. No, we're good. That is this sword Tony. If you rest a unit long enough, they gain combat preparation. And other than that, I don't want to know too much about this. I really rather despise people that show you some... Because I run myself into that issue. I watch some people playing certain war games, and they think with Paradox games that was it. When I played Crusader Kings, where some dude, yeah, expel the Jews because this gives you a 10% bonus in money. It's always good to expel the Jews or something bullshit like that, yeah. Expel the Jews, yeah, always expel the Jews. But I remember when I played first, I was thinking, shit, should I expel the Jews? Man, I will be a bad person, that will come back to me, yeah. Well, that guy was saying, expel the Jews because this will give you a 10% money income with a 2% malus in Jew, whatever, but that is not that important. 10% money increase is more important. And that's what I like about Common Mission. Nobody is talking bullshit like that in Common Mission. If I place my tank in the woods, it will give me a 2% aim increase. Exactly, that's... So I think Charles Moyan, man, dude is absolutely a massive genius, man. He figured it out before that. Not telling anything about his game. But I was telling too little, yeah. Well, here I roll into darkness, yeah. I know combat value, okay. Which is okay, 2 combat value, I mean, should have an idea about the combat value. So also what historic commanders knew. But that's it, yeah. Okay, what was our goal? Wait. Yeah, custom dice capture, very good. Let's see if we can do the same for my cop. So I want that airfield that might increase the supply situation. I mean, road-wise, we need to go anyways there. But there's some not perhaps rather with motorized. Oh shit. I will not make it definitely, but okay. Got the crossing. That's quite south, man. I don't know if I want to involve... Nah, that is mountains. Don't involve tank force or mechanized motorized force there. There's a calf. Okay. Why tanks are more mobile than motorized? Is the terrain a problem? So we spread our tank forces. My cop, yeah. I mean... Jimmy has also a lot of activity. Mining security divisions can hit that position. What's your next goal? Check the map. Jimmy, Baku, becoming. It's really close. Not that far. But follow the roads. No, not that. Is there a river crossing possible? I can't tell. Would be great, but there's another. Yeah. Try it. Yeah. Wow, that supply will be difficult. Might need somebody on that road and follow that road down. So some mechanized force that can achieve that. But not really great. Wow, thanks. Is the terrain so bad? What is the weather? August. Nah, should be fine. There's no what do you call it? Rasputina. That's much shit. Even. Yeah, exactly. If you have, and I always. Is my channel working? Oh shit. What is the problem? Are you in full screen or what? Huh? But it worked before. Let me save. Yeah, it's long. Yeah. That first Barbarossa turn takes ages. I have enough knowledge about technology and that's what I always recommend. Play a war game and apply the reality rule. If you have a good knowledge, don't dive into, wait, that gives me 2% chance, and rather get the education. I mean, most of us Jimmys are historically interested or whatever. And I guess play also this game for authentic historical experience, yeah. But if you dive too close and roll those chances or whatever, yeah, then you. And a good war game. Operational is of course hard, yeah. Tactical is better. Or low echelon. But didn't it work out before? Why now do I need to roll it in Windows? Ah, no, I have a chat problem, wait. My chat crashed or what? Okay, now we are back. It was not a game, it was something with my chat tool. Yeah, Jimmy, of course, yeah, already the retards coming in. His first message, man. So I guess we can go for a screen. My tool got hung up. So nah, man, there's some people say, man, oh man, the war in the East too is so hard to figure out. I don't think so. I have any experience with Operation War games, shufflers, stuff, and check out those, and you can learn in 5 minutes if you have an idea. They re-include those 9 one-page stuff. You don't need to read that 900-page manual. That is of course super detailed. I never checked it. What I heard is really cool. I mean, having a big manual is cool, but I remember before I started to play that game, I checked out those 9 pages, which basically cover all core elements. which you need to consider for this game, like combat preparation points. That a unit that is not engaging accumulates combat preparation points. If you, for example, prepare an offensive, and if you don't move a counter, that unit might CPP and then offer a good punch, at least for the beginning of your offensive, which makes sense. Really good system. How to repair a bridge, how to execute air doctrines, which you see I do very basic. I simply select the highest echelon air formation and set them on flexible, which gives the AI most flexibility, as the name indicates. But you can also do it manually. There's also a menu page if you want to plan it all. It's a manual. And you can, if you have any idea, basic idea of Operation Wargaming, hang off that game in 5 minutes. So reading that 900-page manual. I guess that's why they include it. That is included by basic. So yeah, wait, it's not that shit working? What? What's going on? Huh? Is it crashing my chat program or is it? Strange. I mean, we already played that, it worked out. But again, it disappears. Restart. Okay, Chewie, please stay here. Don't crash. Good. Class not da. My cop. Yeah, exactly. That it will be hard to reach. There's a question. Road-wise, I might rather stick my motorized mechanized force to the road. As for supply. We should also roll that road down to the Knip-Koping road, whatever. Might be done by the mechanized forces. Western Front match ETS. What do you mean by that? Yeah, that's interesting. There's a theater box that is quite cool. That might be another thing in this scenario where you can even pull forces from another theaters or send them there. No, it's pretty good simulation, but everything is optional to some extent. Especially important is air. Which is for the Eastern Front easier. Western Front is brutal, but you can also automate it. I know, do I have... no, I checked the theater box. Because it's also basically automated, historically. But yeah, you could basically pull units from there, or you could send units there. Some units are pulled automatically from the Eastern Front to the Western Front, or to the Southern Front, or to Africa, whatever. Can prevent that by whatever, paying, I don't know what. Some value, I don't know, is it AP, I don't know. But we are playing a limit scenario, it might be different. Something like political power and the size of campaigns, perhaps. But you can't also simply ignore that and play and shuffle the counters around if you understand the basics. If you check those 9 JPEGs and you are not completely clueless, bitch, on Operation Wargaming, you can play the game. Yeah, and change generals, exactly, yeah. Yeah, you can do tons of stuff, yeah. You can do a ton of stuff, but you don't need to do it. It's not mandatory. Because the commanders will stay probably historically. But yeah, you can of course bring Rommel to the eastern, or Rommel was on the eastern front I think, but you can bring Rommel to your whatever formation. You can micro everything out, yeah, max everything out, and probably win that game by 41. Of course, yeah. Which is great, I mean, you can dive into those systems. A bit difficult, man. Do I want to... Yeah, I don't want to go into the area, I think, with motorized mechanized. I might leave that for the infantry, but we will stretch thin hard. Question is if motorized infantry might be better even to capture that. Because the infantry force, it will be difficult to cover all this. Yeah, I see like 2 hours preparation in Dude 1 and 41. Yeah, and what is the fun in that? There's also with after action reports, the self campaigns, Barbarossa is also a good example. You see some dudes, they pull off some, they show you after action report as if they play it naturally, and they pull off the most perfect turn 1. And I say, holy shit, did you pull that even off, man? Did you reload that 20 times? Even doing some very risky attacks, but not showing you that. They simply show you the end product. Well, I know, for example, that in order to pull off that result, you need to do some risky attacks, which also might completely fail and completely derail your plan, which historically would never happened. And then you're gaming the game. Yeah. Or perhaps even worse, yeah. In common mission, the same. There's so many bitches. They have pictures of patents, whatever, hardcore generalists, but they're complete bitches, man. They show you some results after playing that scenario 10 times or reloading it 10 times. That's why we then, ask yourself, why you see 5 million videos of combat mission movies where people pull off some crazy stunts on scenarios and super results, but you never see them live streaming it. So you could basically live stream it on Twitch, and then you could make a video out of that for YouTube, yeah. But you never see that, yeah. There are simply no decent YouTube channels, 2 or 3 people, and even one of them okay, but on the other they are total crap. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what, if you look for entertainment or whatever, I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. But I remember back in the days when I started the channel, I was really not happy about that. You had some of those wannabes, yeah, and if you're proficient in a game, you can simply tell that they're pulling off bullcrap. Because you can X-ray the game and you can tell if somebody is, for example, combat mission. Combat mission is really easy to gain intelligence by simply hitting ceasefire, and then you see all the enemy units, yeah. And then you replay that scenario, or you complete that scenario, I don't know, you finish it. And then you play it another time, and then you make that video out of it and say, oh, Jimmy, I think there's an AT gun there, I might rather place a tank there. Why combat mission is the most pure and most efficient, most authentic experience if you play a scenario first time. Replaying scenarios in combat mission is complete bollocks. You can't also replay. Jimmy, do you think Tony's in real warfare? Man, shit, I fucked it up. Let me replay that. Yeah, if you would know where the enemy is sitting or what the enemy is planning, you basically already won the battle. So having proper intelligence is 50% of battle victory. Especially in a game like Combat Mission. And that's what I saw often in those videos. That people made out of videos, out of scenarios, and I could immediately tell that they were completely aware of that of the enemy situation. As you see it in the moves. It doesn't make sense. Yeah? And then I also have some head-to-head, and then I complete shit. But single player, man, against AI, man, they're super generalissimus. Yeah, I can figure out, man, wait, might be an AT gun there, a better place here, get some recon done there. Yeah? There's not only a wargame problem, there's also a problem in other games. They're like FPS Tony's showing you only the massive kills while cutting out how they die 30 times in a row or what. There's a lot of illusion going on YouTube. Yeah? And I was always not happy about that, especially about those videos. I wanted always to see raw gameplay, especially on Combat Mission. But also other games. For example, I looked always for some dude that can beat the Russians on a higher difficulty in Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa. But I only found some dude that presents you basically the end state of every turn. He shows you, yeah, look here, I encircled 5 million Russians. Actually, how did you make that? I was thinking that people don't want to see what I'm doing. That might be boring. I show you the end state of my turn. Yeah, okay, great. What did you do? You reloaded that turn 40 times until you achieved the perfect result. Yeah, thank you. It's very helpful. Very good. Yeah, that's very, yeah, sure, it would be boring. There's not a single good Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa playthrough. You have some dudes that disengage, or that keep, here, what is it called? Geneva Convention on, or they play on easy, or whatever. The only dudes that play it really authentic, they lose. And those streamers that really win it, either give you an after-action report of the end turns, but really don't talk about how they achieved it. But the worst case was really some dude, he played head-to-head against a Soviet player, and his first turn was absolutely massacre. I've never seen something like that. He re-achieved and I suspect that guy was taking a save file from his opponent and playing it 10 times until he achieved You can do that. You can cheat a PBM game. Copy a file. See how you do. If you do shit, do a copy of it. And that guy was absolutely, impossible, because I have enough knowledge of that game. That guy was really achieving a perfect result, and his enemy threw the game at turn 3 or something. Because that guy was rolling like the dream god of Wehrmacht warfare. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Nobody wants to watch, of course, those long videos. Everybody wants to. But I mean, I don't know. I'm personally not really interested in those movie-style Combat Mission videos. I find them rather boring. I always watch raw gameplay. If I want to find out something about a game, how it plays, I always watch raw gameplay of every game. Even Operation War games. I never want to see, okay, that is my turn result, never watch that. And that's why I created a channel originally, the other channel. Because I always wanted to see raw gameplay. I was never interested in some refined bullshit or whatever. Show me raw gameplay, and couldn't find it. Only found those movie styles. So geez, pull off some generalist patterns, whatever. I always watch raw gameplay. That was always my way to learn about a game. Okay, Zalsk is in reach. Wait. By the infantry, that is good. Okay, nice. If I want to watch a movie, I watch a movie. But it's okay. I mean, I don't want to judge. But it's okay. It's very popular. It's the most popular format for combat missions, so it's okay. People want that. I don't object that. Watch or do what you enjoy. Yeah? But I can tell there's a lot of bullshit. Simply you can tell if you played enough and if you figure that game out. You can tell that somebody is, yeah, and that is, but that is YouTube. That is. I just filmed EL2 Tobruk once. It's a kind of gameplay I like. EL2 Tobruk. The new EL2. They have African front. Okay. This engine starting and all that. No pointless bullshit about everything. Of course, 100 views. Yeah, that is YouTube for you. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube is not nowadays, perhaps 10 years ago or something. But nowadays YouTube is indeed, you're right. 10 years ago it was a different story. I also see that, yeah. I could tell that, yeah. You see it nowadays. YouTube turned more into this, yeah, not really TikTok style, it's not really 10 minutes, but if you see some of the most successful gameplay videos, they are basically more stories and refined down, yeah. Into some action, give me action, constant action, yeah. Nobody's really watching raw gameplay. You'd rather have those, what is very working, for example, for games like RimWorld. And then you have something, watch me how I survive 100 days of mutant carnage. Yeah, those, you know, those YouTube titles. I really miss the old school YouTube. Old school YouTube was playing War in the East 2, yeah, or something like that. Now it is, I starved for 100 days and then this happened. Yeah, it's all those bullshit titles, and then you have this very fast-paced videos where every shit is cut down, but with very dramatic narrative. I mean, it's a modern gameplay format. Cliffs of Dover expansion. Yeah, Tobruk, Cliffs of Dover. Is that still maintained nowadays? That is before the modern EL2, right? Cliffs of Dover. It's a long time since I checked out that. It's also why I switched to Twitch, because I simply want to talk to people and whatever. I don't want to bother with this shit. I mean, I released those videos on YouTube, but yeah. I mean, YouTube screwed me over. AI, but okay. Because I'm a supporter of terrorist organizations, yeah. Do you remember that? You should stop watching me. You might end up on the NSA watch list. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, the modern format is different from 5 to 10 years ago, where people simply played some game and gave you some knowledge about that or whatever, or their opinion. This is, I spent 100 days in War in the East 2 without any tanks, and then this happened. Then you have those cut downs, yeah. Oh shit, man! Oh, without tanks! Oh shit! Oh yeah, and everything very fast. I mean, oh man, it's quite, yeah, but there's a lot. There's not that many units here of the Soviets. I mean, wait, let me give you a, okay, so far we know there's, I said army-sized elements. There might be 2 armies. Come on, let's be realistic. South doesn't look absolutely threatening, but the east, man, we need to drive hard east, and I guess I need everything on the east. War on the east. In the east. At the east. In my east. Okay, first body bag that dude. No. Who is that, Jimmy? Oh, those guys. Did I drive them? Are they out of fuel or what? No, they're good. Why are they not ready to roll? Oh. Did I already roll them? Nah, motorized force can roll in the south, but not tank forces. But we could go for my cop. But seems like not. Now, catch an airfield to use the tank force to roll towards this concentration. Yeah, shit is slowing down, as typically. Yeah, but not tank forces, man. Do we have... we have no... Ah, wait, we have some motorized. Yes, but better, but we might apply them. Okay, you will go for my cop. And check perhaps those mountains. Some Mount Tonys, but they will take 10 years to come up. Where's my Mount Tonys? Ah, here. Oh man, they walk faster than you think. Holy moly. Roll. Mount Tonys will check south. There's more Mountain Tonys. Yeah, Mountain Tonys will go south. Good. Motorized south, but tanks push east. If they always bring up shit, they will come from the east. Ah, that unit is not important. Capture that road, yeah. Yeah, there's not any roads. Shit. Too many rivers. Cross here, yeah. Clear out those jetties. Roll east. Oh! Oh shit, man, that's a strong unit. Hold here. We bring up some reinforcements. Do you always see problem? Fuel? Let the mountaineers keep that. Establish a good front line. We roll east. Good calf. Nah, we got motorized roll out there. Ah wait, but we also need to calf might assist the mountaineers, especially in the south. Nah, we good here. Let the calf handle it. You move east. Like every gentleman. Do we want to have motorized in the north? No, it's not really. Oh shit, yeah. I could have tapped it. Nah, should be fine. Now follow that road, man. We push hard, but it's not really a road. That is a rail. There's no roads here, man. Yeah, it's mechanized. Jimmy's will come back. Ah, yeah, very well. Okay, very good. Good, Jimmy's. We are ready to roll east. Hard. Rear secure. Jimmy, after that we will play Armored Commander 2 and I will pick a random tank in Barbarossa. See what we get there. Ah, yes, okay. With the air directive, yeah. Okay, be right back.